Shout out to you. Shout out to you, family. Game over, man. It's game over. Shout out to you.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
From Metro Detroit, this is HBL Radio Nation.
Yeah, we're just starting the show. Yeah, definitely was dead. Was definitely dead. Yeah, okay, I'll talk to you later. All right. So,
How about new?
it's okay. I got a fixer. I tweeted something out. I keep saying tweeted, but I social media.
Welcome to HBL Radio Nation. I'm Diane Russell.
I'm going right into
okay.
it. I'm Brian P. Gallagher.
Shall we play a game?
I social media'd out something earlier where I said, and it was at the beginning of the trial, and I said, it's very basic. It's very simple, everybody. If you've done nothing wrong, you don't need a fixer on the fucking books. Right? So that's what this whole thing is about, is where did the money to fix these situations come from for the fixer. You don't have a fixer if you've done nothing wrong, and you don't need a fucking fixer. I think we're all on the same page about that. I just wanted to rage vent about that for a second because I've been working all day. Everybody has been working all day. I know this, but I just got here to the show. This is just my second beer, and I am still somewhat sober, so bear with me. I'm angry, Brian, because
just because
I don't have the don't kill them juice in me yet.
I think was the last show or maybe the show before when we were like, do not come after Stormy. You are gonna lose this battle.
No. No.
Tony. And you're gonna lose on Twitter. She's
so sharp.
Super sharp.
So
on
sharp.
Fire. From the testimony of what I heard today and what we've heard so far. Yeah, I hear that Trump is audibly swearing in the courtroom.
Yes.
During her testimony.
Yes, and it's getting louder.
His head.
It's getting louder,
yes.
and that's what the judge admonished him for. Yeah.
You know,
as well he should.
It's been a really, it's fucked up stories of. I don't know. Maybe I don't know how historians are ever going to write this timeline when you've got Stormy Daniels and you've got magazine spankings and and you've got brain worms, you got puppy killers. I mean, it's been really fucked up.
It is really interesting to think about how they are going to look back at this in history, because as you look back, history, the way we look at history now, so much of it is wrong.
Yeah.
When I say Lizzie Borden, everybody thinks, she killed her family with an axe. No, she was acquitted. Mm-hmm. That's misinformation, is what that is, people. You gotta pay attention to the facts here. There's all kinds of things that I could say about Paul Revere. He saw that the British were coming, and he grabbed a lantern and he rode for 40 miles saying the British are coming, right? That's what we all learned in school. Right. Bullshit. That was a guy named Israel Bissell. That was his third in command. He gave him the order to do that, and then he wandered back into the tavern. He didn't do any of the riding himself. So history is going to remember this. That's a very interesting question, because history is going to remember this in some bizarre, twisted version of it.
Well, you're going to have people writing books, and you don't know who to believe. I mean, people are in the future. That's the other thing, too.
They're going to ban any book that says Trump was orange.
Well, if he wins,
But I don't think he's
going to win. He's looking like shit day by day.
Oh, he's not going to win. Let's just straighten that out. He is not going to win.
No, but who was it that said? Brooklyn Dad Defiant said people in the future won't believe a Bible selling, gold sneaker selling, sexual assaulting, sleepy farting, diaper wearing, insurrection inciting, lying criminal with 21 felony counts as a Republican presidential nominee of 2020. I can hardly believe it myself.
He forgot fraud. Convicted fraud, actually, in there.
Yeah.
Convicted fraud, convicted liar, because libel and slander are lies. That's the textbook definition of what a legal lie is that damages someone, is slander or libel. He's been found guilty of both. He's been found guilty of fraud. Yeah. He's been found guilty of
stealing from charities and a fake university.
Oh, yeah.
And
all of that's still to come. Some of that's still to come, isn't it?
No, fake university is already done.
Yeah.
Charity, they can't have a charity. They're not allowed to have any charities in New York City.
I thought that was just Eric and the kids. Was he?
Oh yeah, him too.
Nice.
And then didn't we find out? Wait, didn't we find?
Fucking sleazebag this douche is.
Wasn't what the fuck was happening? Is Truth Social, was that shut down this week or last week? Now I'm fucking. Truth Social. The
parent company of Truth Social, DJT Media, their parent company, Donald Trump Media, which is slightly different than DJT Media. They all include his name in some way, shape, or form. I can say something about that, but I won't.
Please don't.
I won't. They were having all kinds of legal issues, and the accounting firm that reported out for all of them and the rest of Donald Trump's stuff just had to, the overseer kicked them out of the organization because they were caught basically with fraudulent documentation.
Yeah.
They were using fraudulent documentation the entire time. The parent company of DJT Media, they had a major issue. It's not going to shut down Truth Social. Truth Social is going to get shut down within 1.5 to 2 years. I guarantee this. This is because what they've done so far on their IPO, their initial public offering, they've overrated and overvalued something, and Trump has forced people to sell him stock that he can sell off immediately, but when they get stock from him, they're not allowed to dump it immediately. They have to hold it for a certain amount of time. Right. All this is going to come to play. Martha Stewart went to jail for a lot less.
Right, yeah.
A lot less.
Yeah. So just to finish up with Stormy, even though we'll probably be, coming back to it a little bit here and there, but so she testified for 7 hours, and I didn't realize this. I thought it happened before 2016. The shit happened in 2006, man, and it buried the story. What, literally a week before the election?
Yeah.
10 years later, she still hadn't gotten paid. He was totally gonna fucking screw her,
Of course.
And here we are. 18...
Was it him or was it Michael Cohen? Did Michael Cohen get paid for it and then just not give her that last payment in Michael Cohen's slippery way? Because keep in mind, Michael Cohen is testifying on behalf of going against Donald J. Trump, but he worked for the motherfucker for a long time. This is a slippery fucking dude. This is not somebody that we need to trust. This is somebody that we need right now. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
He's not a good guy. Just like
he is not a good guy.
Yeah. Just
Keep
like
that in mind.
Hope Hicks, not a good person. You know what I mean? She's stuck
No.
there through and through when she could have been like, yeah, I'm out. The best thing, the funniest thing that I've heard so far come out of the Stormy's testimony.
I heard this.
My chesticles alone.
Was, how long did the relationship last? And she was like, about a minute.
That was great, but that's not the one I thought you were going to go for.
What were you thinking of?
I was thinking the one where they asked earlier today, Trump's attorneys asked her if this tweet was hers. And she said, that's one of my business accounts. I'm sure it probably could be. And then they said, the tweet says specifically, the orange turd, da-dum.
Yeah.
So we can assume that you mean the defendant when you say the orange turd. And she doesn't miss a beat on it. She immediately says, I don't remember writing any of that, but if that's your interpretation of it, I'd agree with it.
See? She's on fire, man. Do not come after her.
She was
a
little shaky at first on the stand because people thought that she was acting. And her little laughs and stuff didn't help, but she learned from it. She's a professional. Mm-hmm. And she modified everything. The attorneys worked with her a little bit more. And day 2, I thought was spotless. I thought it was great. I thought she was a really good witness. But here's the thing. When it comes right down to the mechanics of this case, the next witness that came up, who was the second time they had to testify because there's no concession from the other side, meaning the other side won't agree that, yes, that's a text. Yes, that's an email. They have to have experts come up and say, here's what an email is, this is what it is, and this is where it came from.
And here's the
so this is a real email.
And here's the metadata.
And then they have to say, okay, well, if that expert says so and he's proven it, then I guess that is an email. But they won't say off the bat, that's an email, that's a text, that's a tweet. They won't say any of that. So they're not conceding to very basic things, and they're doing this all for delay tactics.
Oh, yeah.
Big time delay tactics.
For sure.
So this woman who came up was testifying again about some technical shit behind the scenes, proving that a document was real, proving that a tweet was real, proving that a text was real, or an IM was real, or whatever the fuck.
That's when the jury's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to die.
That's the crazy thing, is because that's what they want to have happen, but in reality, that's really the most salacious shit here, that's where, he can't say he didn't send this email.
Right, yeah.
At that point.
Again, I have to agree with Dr. Jack Brown. He's like, drawings from the courtroom are a little more than cartoons. Democracy requires transparency. We must have cameras in all of Trump's felony trials.
Did you see Jake Tapper's sketches? They're pretty damn good.
Really? No, I missed them.
Yeah, for someone who's not a sketch artist, it told more of the story than the elaborate sketches. Jake Tapper on CNN, they've been rotating who goes into the courtroom.
Yeah.
Right? Anderson Cooper did it a couple days. Caitlin did it a couple days. Well, he did it now, and he actually is a bit of an artist. So he actually sketched a bunch of things. I saw 2 of them I thought were okay. Now, mind you, this is not Monet or anything like that, but you're going to get a better idea of what's going on because he's focusing on when someone's hand is up or what Trump's head is like and all that kind of stuff. The stuff that's important as opposed to getting the color of the blouse just right or something.
Right, yeah.
So it does look like a little kid did it, but it's important, I think.
So, I don't know. Should we move on to brain worms? I literally woke up to this headline. You know, I'd fallen asleep with the TV on, whatever. And I don't know. Woke up to this. It was Morning Joe in the, what do you call it? The Chiron thingy on the bottom. Mm-hmm. Said, RFK Jr. says a doctor found a dead worm in his brain. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I'm like shaking the fucking my head like this.
That reduced his cognitive function.
I'm rubbing my eyes. Well, it just was the Chiron part, right? Yeah. That's all I. And like the volume was off.
This is
or way
HBL
down.
Radio Nation.
The volume was
Thank
like
you for
way
hitting
down.
the wrong thing, Tony.
And I heard Tony move, and I said, Tony, I just woke up to this headline. And then I turned on the volume. And he said, yeah, the worm was eating his brain, and that he became cognitively declined from it. And so he didn't have to pay alimony when he was getting divorced. So, and I don't know why that would stop him from paying alimony, but it doesn't even make sense.
But I'm much better now.
Oh my God, I'm much better, so vote for me. Oh my God, you are insane.
I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
And the jokes have been really great.
Yeah.
The condolences for the worm came from Jared Moskowitz, and that's our title for the show today.
Mad Max said mine earlier, which was the worm died of starvation.
Yeah, I don't know who said the worm died of a nut allergy, but I thought that one was pretty hilarious.
That is great. I laughed out loud at that one when you told me that. That was a fucking hilarious one.
Yeah, but I don't know where she got it from. Yeah. So anyway.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
And then there was this
Big Steph fan just said, or a nut allergy. Yeah.
Yeah. There was this really gross fucking Republican. I don't know who the fuck he was, and I don't really want to repeat his words.
I gotta get another beer, but
yeah.
And I particularly don't want to hear a lot of this, but
you can grab me one too. Yep. But there was this really gross joke about. I'll take another one, and so you don't have to do it next time. So anyway, this hole in the head joke, and I don't know, from this fucking asshole, and that brings me to my next point. And my next point, thank you.
Well, I'm gonna play this.
What?
He's got to play the douche nozzle saying this shit so that we know that we're throwing the right guy into the alligator-filled canal.
Oh my God.
So I just seen on Fox News that the third party candidate himself, RFK Jr.'s got worms. And I ain't talking about the kind of worms that make you scoot your ass across the carpet, neither.
No.
Kristi Noem, a.k.a. Governor Puppy Killer, knows what I'm talking about. Well, she would had Governor Puppy Killer not killed her puppy, but I digest. I'm not talking about an earworm where you hear a song and now it's stuck in your head all day.
Phenomena.
I'm talking about brain-eating worms, which is about the 13th craziest thing to ever happen to a Kennedy. He said he's got worms in his brain, like he's got a goddamn bottle of tequila up there all of a sudden. And then worms cause cognitive decline.
Ricardo Montalban
Well, I
put it
see
there.
what this is. This is just a political stunt to be like Joe Brandon. He said, Joe Brandon's got some cognitive decline. I want me some cognitive decline because I can't think too good. Because RFK knows he's not old enough to be president. Hell, he's young. He's only 70. He's got to come up with something. He said, if you can't beat him, join him. Well, curb your enthusiasm, Robert. Because you ain't winning no election anyway.
His wife is Cheryl Hines from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Might I suggest some ivermectin for them worms, Robert?
Yeah.
I know I'm choiring to the preacher over here, but it works wonders. Ivermectin, that's like Frank's Red Hot, because I put that shit on everything. Hurt back, itchy sack, if your wife's on her shark week, if you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, if you got bad credit, no credit, nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea, and of course brain worms. Rub some Mectin on it, Robert. You'll be back to doing shirtless push-ups and jeans in no time. So today I'm raising my emotional support beer to them poor brain worms. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
That really was not the video that I was referencing or thinking about.
Okay, what were you thinking of?
When I walked away, you started talking about the one guy that was made some pretty vile comments about child marriage.
Oh, no. I was talking about how this Republican about the RFK brainworm thing, he made this hole in the head joke, which I thought was just fucking in bad fucking taste. I don't even fucking want to repeat it here. It was so bad, but it brought me to my next point. And that is like, all Republicans' jokes are fucking about
Abuse.
death
and abuse.
sadistic.
Yeah.
They're sadistic. Again, I have to keep saying this. Keep using the word sadistic. You got fucking Noam saying, "Oh, here, Commander, meet Cricket."
Yeah.
Trying to make a joke. It's not a fucking joke. You shot a fucking puppy in the face. You're a sick fucking asshole.
They don't understand the basic concept because they have no basic humanity. They don't understand the basic concept that a joke has to be funny first.
Yeah. So
abusive second. If you
South
need
Dakota's
it to be.
disgrace, Christine Noem, murdered her dog, threatened to murder President Biden's dog, in a homicidal rage killed a goat, deliberately lied to meeting dictator Kim Jong-un.
Lived 30 miles from a shelter, by the way. She could have surrendered that dog to.
And had adulterous affair with psychopath Corey Lewandowski, which he also had an affair with Hope Hicks. And is banned by 4 Native American tribes. That's her record. Oh, and by the way, her book tour got canceled. So, bye-bye, bitch.
Yep. Yeah, I think the right were trying her out to see if she was vice president material because they know Carrie Lake is crazy and Trump calls her a loser now because she keeps losing. Yeah. And they don't have anybody else really, and then they tried her, and now with the puppy killer story coming out, like she's dead meat on the ticket.
Right.
Nobody knows who he's going to go with. But he's got to pick some woman somehow to try to get, to claim that he's,
I think MTG's vying for the spot. And speaking of MTG...
Oh, I think she's done.
Oh, my God. First of all, their
hysterical.
war on appliances is still going on in the fucking House of Representatives.
What's the latest?
I don't know. They fucking keep...
Oh, sorry.
They keep bringing this shit up. I have no fucking clue. And
Biden, you can't have my hair dryer.
And yesterday, can we hear MTG getting booed on the floor?
Yes, please.
When she was trying to oust Johnson, and the Dems bailed his ass out. Can we hear that, please?
Let's hear that boo.
Or see it, whatever.
For what purpose does the gentlewoman from Georgia seek recognition?
Of Rule 9, I seek recognition to give notice of my intent to raise a question of the privileges of the House. The form of the resolution is as follows. Declaring the office of Speaker of the House of Representatives to be vacant. This is the uniparty for the American people watching.
Gentlelady will suspend. Order.
We are really getting towards, and I'm kind of happy about this in some ways. I'm glad for the booing, but here's the thing. The second that we allow their lack of decorum lead to our lack of decorum, it's going to take us to a point where British Parliament is, where there can be fist fights.
She can stuff it. I could care less.
British Parliament for the last 30 years, they've gotten, barely anything done. Everybody's pissed about it. The Brexit thing is a nightmare.
Yeah.
And that's all because they have fist fights on the floor. That's a fairly common thing, a couple times a year. that happens. There's a scruff over there.
Right, yeah.
That's what we're heading towards. We left all that shit initially to start a new country. And now it's all leading back to the same shit.
So...
Bunch of crap it is.
Yeah, a friend of mine was saying that she had this, Republican neighbor or a friend that was over or whatever, and they started talking politics, and she was like, I don't think you want to know this. I don't think you want to know this. But it was like, you can't argue with them because they don't want, they're like, oh, everything's a witch hunt. It's a witch hunt. It's a witch hunt. That's all you hear. Because he says,
where's your evidence? I got it from this. That's fake news.
That's what I like about this tweet is that Lindy Lee kind of covered it. Hope Hicks is a diehard Republican. Witness testifying to Fulton County grand jury are Republicans. Witness for J6 are Republicans. Witness FBI head who searched the Mar-a-Lago is a Republican. Judge who signed search warrant is a Republican. It's not a partisan witch hunt. Look at Hope Hicks and all these other people. They were all Republicans. They all backed him. They all sat next to him and by his side the entire fucking time. You know, and they're all testifying and flipping and I don't know what else they're doing, but yeah, some of them are going to be diehard, but the other ones are just like, yeah, I got to save my ass here.
I think the better question to ask of when you run into somebody like that, especially somebody that you want to be somewhat delicate about the thing with, instead of asking them the obvious, like, confrontational things that we know about, that we agree on, you should look at them and you should just say, okay, but realistically, what has your party done for all of the American people in the last 10 years? Give me a list of major accomplishments, because in the last 4, I can list at least 3 major accomplishments, one of which being the infrastructure bill. Yeah.
And it's like, how about this week, Biden tried to pass a bill blocking price gouging at the pump, and Republicans blocked it so they could keep blaming Biden for inflation. It's just like, really?
Exactly.
They blocked the border bill, something that they've wanted and bitched about and fucking now bitching and whining and crying about forever.
Yeah.
They could have signed that, they could have passed that, and they could, but they don't want to fix any fucking problem.
We know this now, but think about us when we were 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That time frame. When we went into the voting booth, how much of this were we aware of about the politics at that time? How aware were you of the politics at that age? Because these kids are now, they're caught up in this, if you don't let us protest, there's something wrong with the government and I'm not going to vote. And if we lose the youth vote, that's fucked.
Well, and guess what? I've been watching the fucking mainstream media, especially fucking Fox News, villainize Gen Z for the protests.
When they're the ones planting people in there.
Making it seem like it's way bigger than it is. And even people are like, oh, did you see all these protests? It's a small group of kids. You know what kids really are?
And half of them aren't students.
Oh, the whole Gaza thing is 15 on the list when they polled.
Yeah.
And, the environment, their rights.
Last week we talked about how a lot of them aren't students. The ones who are being arrested aren't students. They shouldn't be there in the first place. Watch the show from last week. Like, subscribe, tell all your friends.
And last week I was like, they're being used.
Yeah.
They're being used.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, I told you guys you're being used, so cut it out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. They're not listening to the wisdom of the elders like us.
Well, and we've already done this before. How many times have we went out there and protested and it really didn't do much?
And sometimes it does stuff.
Sometimes it does, but most often it does not.
That's
so
true.
it depends.
Unfortunately.
Depends on what it's about.
That's totally true. Unfortunately, it's true about that because, every single protest I've ever been to for anti-guns, for stricter gun regulations, for anti-NRA, and I'm not anti-gun, I'm anti-NRA. And NRA is absolutely irresponsible in what they want. I'm all for gun registration. I'm all for gun ownership. I'm all for gun licensing, just like a vehicle. You have to go back in every couple of years and prove that you can still have your guns.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm all for that. Show us what you have. Let us know what you have, and then you can have it. And you can shoot in your backyard all you want. That's fine.
Right.
But the rest of this is,
because they want the money instead. They're not being fucking smart, and they don't fucking see it.
No background checks. There is no actual argument against that. There's no argument for that. But, that's the NRA is like, no, we don't want background checks. Fuck you, NRA holes. So, that's why I call them NRA holes.
Brown-Eyed Susan on Twitter said, of course they think education is overrated. Here's a list. College dropouts. Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, Madison Cawthorn, Glenn Beck, Mike Lindell, Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, Mark Meadows, Roger Stone. High school dropouts. Lauren Boebert and Kyle Rittenhouse. Community college dropout, Alex Jones. Or what did I say? Yeah, Alex Jones. Did I already say his name? No. I said Roger
you said
Stone.
Charlie Kirk before, yeah.
No, I said Roger Stone.
Oh, okay,
and I thought,
yeah.
okay.
Zippy the Pinhead.
Yeah. So it's just like, and these are the, when you look at Limbaugh, Hannity, Beck, Kirk, Owens, those are all people who are on right-wing media.
Yeah.
And they have no fucking clue. None.
Well, they have one ability to come up with something crazy that sounds good to them because they know their listeners, like them, didn't go to a school or anything that taught them, no, that's not reality.
You can be smart, even though you don't have to have a college education, but you can be smart. But all these people are fucking psycho.
Yeah, and don't have a college education.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And never learned a fucking thing in their lives.
But one of the things that they have in common is they play up on that they don't have a college education.
That's the thing, is they fail upwards, just like fucking Donald Trump. They
all sold this bullshit that you don't have to go to college. Was it Mike Rowe who started this whole thing? And it's like, look, Mike, I agree with what you said. What Mike Rowe actually said, the entire thing is true, which is nowadays you don't need to go to a 4-year college anymore. You need to learn a skilled trade. And that's, just as acceptable as going to a 4-year college. That's the entire thing. What the right heard was the first part, you don't need to go to a 4-year college.
Yeah.
College boy.
Yeah.
And they just stop at that
point. And look
point.
at those frat boys. Those frat boys made me fucking want to vomit when they were making fun of that black lady who was protesting, and then she started recording, and that there's a guy who's acting like a monkey and hooting and hollering at. That was just fucking disgusting.
Of course it is.
Pull your head out of your fucking ass. Of course it is. I cannot believe we've gotten this far and we haven't even made the announcement that we have a new capability here at HBL Radio. A new feature. We have a new capability. You can call into the show. Here's the announcement. You can call into the show. The number is 248-780-9775. 248-780-9775. You guys are more than welcome to call in.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's so much fun.
We'll have a go with you. Come on. Give us a call, will you?
I did it during the special show that I did on Tuesday with Michelle Smith, and please, you guys go watch that show. It was really great. She is from
excellent guest, great interview.
She's from the
you gotta watch that show. Go to it. Yeah,
Democratic Republic of Congo, in a place called
Diane Benny Show,
Goma, in Africa, and it was kind of freaking fascinating.
Yeah.
So and it was really, really fun. And Elizabeth, she does have the right to put up the cherries, and the reason why is because she called in. She was the first one. She broke our phone call cherry.
There you go. There you go.
So maybe if somebody's going to call in, I don't know, maybe just do a couple shout outs here to all the people who are, here's the people on Twitch. You got Mark P. and Allie Osher.
Shout outs to you, family.
Big Steph fan. That's another YouTuber right there. Yeah. It's thin over there. Where's like Steely Dan and everybody else? I don't know. I don't see the people I normally see on Stephanie Miller. Here's Black Dragon. Hi, honey. How you doing? Thank you for coming. And then over here on YouTube, we got Elizabeth and Jim the Geek and Mark P.
Hey, Jim,
and Dan. I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name, bro. Sorry. Mad Mac. Kevin Anderson. Hi, honey. How you doing? Jan Morgan. Skullsaw 9.
I don't see Dan.
Jim the Geek. I'm scrolling up.
Right here.
Oh.
Seven Dust.
I can't see that on this one. Oh, wait. I got this one over here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh.
We got him some, we got Steve from Scotland, Jackie. So thanks, you guys. Janelle Walker.
Shout out to you.
Did I say hi to Mad Mac yet already or not? I
Nidic or
can't
Nelic.
remember. They're just running through names.
That's my guesses.
But thanks. If I don't...
Sorry, Dan. I know I'm wrong.
If I didn't say your name, please don't be offended. I'm just kind of, doing a little quick shout out. So, yeah, you can call in. The number is, again, one more time, 248-780-9775. And we are now doing that for both this show and Benny and Diane's show. So,
Yes.
Plug that number
Sorry,
into your phone if you want to call in. It's kind of fun. So,
just like voting. Vote soon, vote often.
I don't know if you heard about this because I know you've had a very busy week. Did you hear about the Boeing whistleblowers that have just died under mysterious circumstances? One,
the suicide guy.
Suicide. We don't know if it's suicide or murder. And the other guy.
That's really
got really, really ill and died the next day, immediate. It was he was poisoned.
Yeah.
It seemed like he was poisoned to me.
You'd think they'd spread them out a bit more.
Joshua Dean and John Barnett. Now, John Barnett died the night before he was supposed to give testimony in the Boeing case.
The fucking janitors at that building are the shakiest motherfuckers in the planet. They're looking around.
Can you imagine? What the fuck is going on?
Some company offs people that fucking talk bad about them.
And it's really, because of Trump being in court,
it's overshadowing it.
Yeah, and this would be
but I totally heard that
major
whole thing about
fucking story.
The guy who had the whole story about how all the plugs or the emergency exits, as we call them, were taken out for certain emergency repair. And I'm assuming that was some type of weld repair that required them to take all that out. But when they put them back in, the safety engineers apparently did not put all the bolts back in. And it's like, well, we've got a call.
Hello. Hi, Wizzy. Hi, honey.
Hello, hello.
You're breaking our cherry on this show now too, aren't you?
All right. Ooh.
Oh yeah, didn't he die on a yacht?
Oh, that's a fun one.
Wizzy, we should make a list. How about Ivana?
Yeah, this is becoming
with their unbroken teacup.
Just like Putin has a list of everyone that's ever unfortunately fallen out of a window at high velocity with all kinds of radiation in their body. We should get a list going of all those around the Trump folk who suddenly start having mysterious deaths and or slippages.
There was a lot of this going on.
Anything that benefits them.
But Wizzy,
exactly.
Elizabeth, there was a lot of this. Remember, there was a lot of this going on behind Deutsche Bank, and
yes.
There was high up executives that were dealing with Donald Trump that literally were just offing themselves left and right. It was really fucking weird.
Yeah, a lot of them were shooting themselves in the back of the head. It was crazy.
Right. Interesting how they were able to manage that.
Yoga.
Yeah.
And then you've got, how about Donald Trump's, I don't know if they were financial partners or whatever in the casino. He was supposed to go with them on a helicopter ride, and he didn't go at the last minute, and the helicopter crashed.
I think you mean vendors. I think you mean vendors that he owed.
Well, I don't really know. Hi, Steely Dan. How you doing?
I think a lot of those were vendors that he owed. That.
You can't hear the caller? Oh, I got it. All right. Forgot to unmute. Oh, okay. Okay.
Hello.
Everybody can. Now I can. Okay.
Okay. Now.
All right. Cool.
Now everyone.
I'm sorry. You want to start over?
So we're just suggesting that there's a lot of mysterious death around Donald Trump and his business dealings.
Yes. Yes.
There's a bunch of them. And
I think the crazy thing is that it really stems back to Sopranos. I think that Sopranos kind of softened the blow for the U.S. to accept like a mob boss type mentality as, oh, but he has a heart of gold, but, you know, he still kills all these people, but he does it for a reason. And they all bought into this shit. And now there's a real mob boss guy out there doing this shit, and he doesn't have the heart of gold.
Yeah, they framed him as some sort of
anti-hero.
They framed it as a sympathetic hero.
Yeah.
It's a total disservice to our nation. It's just all this stuff has been made palatable.
I think I think it
that
also
and Jerry Springer and World Wrestling Federation. I think that's what really opened the door for him.
Yeah, the wrestling thing too. But also, I was going to say, it started with The Godfather, because you sympathized. You sympathized with The Godfather.
Yeah.
You know, I tried to get out and they pull me back in, you know.
And in the 80s, what was one of the biggest news stories out of New York on a daily basis was the Teflon Don, right?
Yeah, what's his name? That gangster guy. Not Donnie. Not Donald Trump.
No, Teflon Don, as in
I know, but what was that gangster's name? I can't remember. I can see the picture.
I don't know.
I can see his
too.
face.
Yeah. What is it?
And I'm thinking a lot of
John
these
Gotti.
John Gotti. Yeah, thank you.
I'm thinking a lot of these sudden mysterious deaths are due to poisoning.
Well, and how about this?
Yeah. Well, poisoning and then falling out of a window at 30 floors with uranium in your belly. I mean, that's how it happens in Moscow and other places because of bear.
And we just found out this week, Wizzy, that Judge Eileen Cannon has suspended the documents trial indefinitely. And ever since Donnie has taken these fucking documents, and even before, during his presidency, agents, our spies around the world have been like dropping like flies. It's like he gave them a list of who they are directly to our freaking enemies.
Yep.
And it's weakened all, it's just.
Yes, indeed.
And then also, he said that he wanted to make Stephen Miller Attorney General of the United States. Can you imagine that fucker?
If I think about maybe 1942, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Stephen Miller walking up to any podium is pretty much, if anyone's watching like season 2 of The Jinx, it's pretty much like Robert Durst anytime that he's on the prison video where like you're just seeing from here on up because he's just a tiny little guy and he scoots all close.
Yeah, and he doesn't look that scary.
He
but
can't do anything normal. Yeah.
Have you been watching The Jinx, Elizabeth?
Yeah.
I've been off and on because I'm moving, and I do want to let the phone go so I can let someone else call. But I did want to bring that up because I thought it was a good topic for conversation. I thought, I've noticed it. I've just noticed there's a lot of people that are suddenly dying or found dead or their house blew up. A house blew up.
Oh my God, that's right. I forgot about that one.
House blew up, plane crashed. One of the attorneys for Boeing, there was a plane accident from a Boeing plane that flew over New Jersey. The emergency chute, the emergency stairs, whatever.
Oh, God. Okay.
The emergency slide is what I mean.
Yeah.
That came out in flight and broke off of the plane. So like Indiana Jones 2, the prequel, it, made its way down, and where it landed was almost perfectly just off the coast of the attorney's beach house that is handling one of the Boeing whistleblowers.
No.
Oh boy.
Swear to you.
Okay, we're getting
True
a little
story.
bit conspiracy
True story.
theory here, but you know what I mean.
True story.
No, but
it's out there.
I did want to ask Elizabeth if she knows.
Past, but,
do you know why?
may have embellished
I heard that the Fani Willis is allowed to continue her case in Georgia, but I heard like 2 minutes later that it was going to be delayed further. Do you know why? Or I'm just curious if you know.
Yes, Trump was granted an appeal.
Oh.
And so it's going to go through the appellate court.
Appeal about having her as
having her as the DA, yeah.
Oh,
about
for
having her
fuck's
prosecute.
So it's
So it's all over again. I wish they'd stop granting his appeals.
Yeah, so
we have appeals for a reason.
That's the reason why officially Brian and I have both lost our bet. He came over with a six-pack.
We're not sure. We're not sure.
We have.
He hasn't gone to jail yet. When he goes to jail, we lose.
Our bet was, I said the documents case would put him in jail. You said Georgia would put him in jail.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be wrong on both of them. It could be this case. It could be Jan 6.
I don't care if we're right or wrong. Yeah. Whoever loses, we all win.
Yeah, no shit.
Right?
Wizzy, thank you for calling in. I love you, honey.
Thank you so much.
We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you next week.
Love you guys.
Thursday night.
Love you too.
Enjoy.
Love you guys. Bye.
Love you too. Okay, so appeal now, and that's what it is.
It's appellate court. It's stuck in appellate court is what it is. The appellate court cycle, and once the appellate court cycle runs out, meaning that he only has so many tries at it. He's only getting these tries because of the money that he's putting behind it, because realistically, you can only get an appeal if you can show that there is new evidence, something was done meticulously wrong according to the process, or there was, there were things that were suppressed by the other side. Those are the only reasons that you can move forward in appeals in this high of a court. Right now, he's paying his way through to make that last claim.
Ooh, we got another call coming in. We got another call.
Hello.
Call from Mark P. To accept, press 1.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, guys. I didn't even get... They didn't even ask me to put my name in and all that.
It knew.
Because we have you now. We have your number saved, so we know it's you.
You have it. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
okay.
So, yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah. So
data privacy is out the window.
Yeah.
Do you have any HIPAA information you'd like to share with us, Mark?
I didn't realize. I tried to call earlier, and it never picked up. It's like, what the fuck? And actually, Wizzy she'd already called. It's like,
oh, yeah.
I thought you weren't going to call, Wizzy.
Well,
you cock blocked me.
Lies, yeah. Now, just to be clear, you did say she talk blocked you, yeah?
Oh, yes. T as in tango, right?
Yes. Yes, because we don't want to fucking swear on this show.
No, love you, Wizzy. Love you.
How you doing, Mark? Good to hear your voice.
Yeah, good to hear you. Yeah, good to be talking to you. I'm following much of the Stormy Daniels shit today, but she was in there for 7 hours. What
between
what
yesterday
are some of
and
the highlights?
Today? Yeah. Di?
Well, yours was the joke. Did you hear about the joke earlier that Brian said, and then the one that I said was from Tuesday?
The one I said was from today,
Yeah.
which was when the defendants were coming back at him. So Trump's attorneys are referencing her and asking her about tweets. Were you making these tweets about this tour? Were you benefiting from this tour? Were you all positive about this tour? And one of the tweets that they brought up, they said, well, is this one of your tweets? And she replied, as she often did, that's one of my business accounts. I believe it could be. And then they showed it, and they read it off, and they said, what was it? The orange fuck goblin or something?
No, turd.
The orange turd.
Yeah.
The orange turd. Da-dum. And the Trump's attorneys said to her, well, by orange turd, I suppose we can assume that you mean former President Trump.
The defendant.
And
nice.
She doesn't miss a beat. She just looks back at him and said, well, I don't remember any of those tweets, but if that's an accusation you want to make, I agree with it.
That's why you don't.
Shitty lawyers.
You can't mess with her on
You
Twitter.
can't set her up. I mean, that's like, throwing a softball up to her.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
yeah.
They did not look at her Twitter history and see how quick of a wit she has.
Oh, God, she's so quick. And then not only, my favorite one was from Tuesday, and the lawyers for Trump were asking her, how long did the relationship last? She said, about a minute.
Right?
Yeah.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really been, and the thing about these fucking reporters, they're like, why are they calling it the hush money trial? We know it's an election interference trial.
Exactly.
And it's really kind of getting under my fingernails.
It's a campaign finance inappropriation trial is really what it is. That gets down to the heart of the matter.
Yeah.
That's really what they need to go after him on, and that's what they're going to get him on because they already have that in there. The rest of this is all filling in the Twinkie. They've established the documental piece of it.
Go ahead, Mark.
I was going to say it's a mainstream media, which is they're running with the moniker on this whole thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of Stormy, that I highly recommend those who subscribe to Peacock. There's a documentary.
Yep.
Stormy
already
Daniels.
watched it. That's a good one.
Really?
Stormy.
It really is hard.
Peacock.
You really come away from it really feeling for this woman.
She's a human.
For what she went through.
She's a human being. And I'll tell you what, some of the things that they don't cover in there are that she was really, really pinnacle around the time of Katrina. During Katrina, she was the one who was using her power with Twitter accounts, with social media accounts, to say, I'm going to be at this church gathering water for people. I'm going to be at this museum gathering water for people, or resources for people. So during Katrina, she was going around to various places, like 4 or 5 places a day, and making certain that people were showing up there with donations and that people knew where they could get supplies. That says something to me about what a human being she is.
Yeah.
That and the fact that she has horses and loves them. That's it.
Yeah.
That says a lot.
What was also sad, you kind of saw the destruction of her marriage too. And she has a daughter. They did not show the daughter on camera at all.
Nope.
I think they showed the back of her head, but no, it's just he was torn up about this whole thing, and it was kind of sad to see that marriage break up.
Yeah, very true. But she's pretty resilient, and
yes, she is. She's a strong woman.
Yeah.
She's a fighter, which is.
Yep.
I love that these strong women, E. Jean Carroll, Stormy Daniels, even people like I keep forgetting her freaking name. The one that testified in front of Congress.
Cassidy.
Cassidy. Yeah. She was so young. She was like
the pretty brunette.
Cassidy Hutchinson.
Cassidy Hutchinson.
Yeah. And it's like all these women stepping up to the plate and laying it in and just being like, this is the way it is. This is what I saw. This is what I witnessed.
Yeah.
And Trump today arguing after they excused the jury to not delay, but what do you call it? Dismiss the case because of
they want to declare a mistrial.
They wanted a mistrial. Yeah. They wanted to.
It's pathetic. It's like no.
Oh my gosh.
But no, I'm with you, especially with
Cinda. I'm on air. I'll call you back.
Women.
Yeah, you want to sit in? We're live on YouTube right now. You want to sit in?
I'll sit on the side. It's my birthday week, and I'm bored right now.
All right, you get your ass over here and bring some drinks.
I got some weed. I ain't got no drinks.
All right. Well, we got drinks. Okay, bye.
Hey, girl. Hey.
All right.
Oh,
that's my friend.
Okay.
No, that's my friend Cinda. She's gonna come over and say hi, and
Okay.
So anyway,
nobody pay any attention to the weed because, like, you know, we
No,
don't do that on
I'm
this
just
show.
going to say, I'm with you, Di. I have I think, you know.
You were breaking up there, Mark, just a little bit.
Go for it, Mark.
What was that?
All right. These shitty AirPods. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
No, I was going to say I've got a thing for strong women.
Oh, I think I can tell. And I was wondering, Mark, do you know? I know there's going to be a women's strike on June 24th, and that's like, you know, there's going to be marches on probably Saturday the 22nd. Do you know if anything's going on in DC, or do you not know?
I don't know, but I will do some background research on it and definitely let you know.
Yeah, do some research and get back to me and let me know, because we'll announce it on the show. And also, I was wondering if there is one, is your daughter old enough? Would you bring your daughter?
If it's on a Saturday, that she's got swim early in the morning, and but we'll her that weekend. But I'll do some digging and come back with Women's Sunday. Is that what they're calling it? No, okay. I'm just looking at. No, that's
well. This Sunday is Mother's Day, so.
Yeah.
When is this? Is the following week or 2 weeks out?
Yeah, the 24th. It's the second year anniversary of the overturn of Roe.
Okay.
You know.
Wow, 2 years already.
Yeah, June 24th, women's strike.
Oh,
Wow.
June 24th. So
Yeah.
it's like a month and a half out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you said 21st. So it's 24th. Okay.
Yeah.
June 24th.
Well, I shall yield my time, and whomever wants to jump on next, have at it. It's been a pleasure talking with you guys. And,
Mark, thank you so much for all you do. And
a gentleman named Mark has yielded his time.
Dropping our links and spreading word about the show. I really appreciate it. You know I do, honey.
Hey.
Thank you so much for all your help.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Allow him to yield his
just want to do
time.
my share as a liberal helper, as Steph calls us. So. All right, I'll enjoy the rest of the show back with the wrench and the sword. So. Bye, guys.
All right, honey.
Love
Bye,
you,
honey. Thank you.
See ya.
Thanks. So, isn't this fun? Don't you like the call-ins?
The call-ins were what, the call-ins are what some shows are all about. I mean, call-ins really, bring it into what people want to talk about. We could come up with, you need to watch this, and this. But when you get call-ins, that's when it's it's more personal at that point. It's more, what do you want to talk about?
And you get to hear the people in the chat that you're...
What do you guys think about this? Isn't this bullshit? And don't you agree with me? And 9 times out of 10, guess what? Probably yes. And we want to bitch about those things. And we want to make people aware of those things. And maybe we're not thinking about those things, but you can help shape the agenda by giving us a call right now.
Yeah.
You can also share, you can like, you can subscribe, you can do all these great things.
While we're waiting, I'll read this. Lindy Lee, Trump on Twitter says, Trump accuses Biden of being the Gestapo.
Yeah, I'll take one, mother.
When he's the Nazi. He smears Biden with the big lie when he's the insurrectionist. He accuses Biden of treason when he's the one who serves Putin. He calls him sleepy when he's the one who's falling asleep in court. Every accusation is a projection, and what we say here is every accusation is a confession. I mean, this guy can't stop. He just can't, shut the fuck up for 2 fucking seconds. Am I ready? I guess I am. I might as well be ready.
Y'all are now. Woo-hoo. Here we go.
Tony, did you make sure the door's unlocked? Will you open it a crack so she knows she can just walk in? All right. Anita Hill.
Oh.
What did I miss in
Anita
the chat?
Hill, all the way back in the day? Anita Hill should have been held up. She should have been believed. She should have had support.
Oh, my God.
She had to go through so much shit, and she still got testimony, electrifying testimony, against this motherfucker being in the Supreme Court for just ethics alone.
Right.
And she lost? Fucking hell.
And Clarence Thomas is still fucking there. Ugh.
Oh, look,
You're fucking
there's a pubic hair on my
Coke
coat.
can. Oh, my God. I'm going to
Piece
fucking
of
die.
shit.
Have you ever seen Long Dong Silver? It's really funny. You should look at this. And then he gives her a card that when she opens it up, it folds down like 3 times, and there's this like super long cock on it.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I forgot about that part.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it didn't stop with the comments. There were cakes. There were all kinds of other things.
What the fuck are we listening to, Tony? What the fuck is that? It's so gross.
Makes me hungry.
Misanthropic, thank you for joining us here on Twitter. I don't know. I mean, if Cinda's gonna come by, I think we might go long. Do you mind if we go long?
Depends on how long we go.
Well, because she's loads of fun, and I'd love to get her opinion on some of this. Tony, why don't you play the Warren Buffett video real quick? This is about federal taxes, and I thought it was really interesting, and you can start up the conversation while I take a quick break. I'll be right back.
Are we done with it? Yeah, okay.
If we send in a check like we did last year, we send in over $5 billion to the U.S. federal government. And if 800 other companies had done the same thing, no other person in the United States would have had to pay a dime of federal taxes, whether income taxes. No Social Security taxes, no estate taxes, no. It's all been down the line. Now, I would like to. I hope things develop well enough with Berkshire that we stay we're in the 800 club and maybe even move up a few notches. It doesn't bother me in the least to write that check, and I would really hope with all that America's done for all of you, it shouldn't bother you that we do it. And if I'm doing it at 21% this year and we're doing it at a higher percentage later on, I don't think you'll actually mind the fact that we sold a little Apple this year.
There you go. And that's exactly what we should be talking about.
To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello, Allie.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello, hello, hello. We were just listening to...
What have we here then?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to F it on home, and I'll give you a call on the telly.
Yeah.
This,
you know, the nice thing is there's no Biden bashing on this channel.
That's very true. Very true.
Anyway.
But what what he's talking about here with Berkshire Hathaway is really about how if everyone paid taxes, you would have free health care, you would have free education, we would have the best of everything all across the board if everyone just paid the same amount. And he's talking less than 21%. Isn't that amazing?
I know. Isn't that something? But I thought, I know in Massachusetts, technically it's against the law if you don't pay taxes or Social Security taxes. You're supposed to get fined by the state for that even. So I don't know why people get away on a federal level.
Well, federal, they always seem to trump everything else. No hidden meaning behind that word.
So
yeah, well, we know it means. We know it means farting in England. We know it means beating everybody in poker. It's the same. But like I said, hopefully eventually, or hopefully after this year, Trump won't matter anymore, and it'll take on a reality TV arrogance meeting, and then everybody will finally drop him. I don't know what the GOP are going to do, because they should have gone with Nikki Haley for somebody new. At least.
Yeah, I have a vision.
She's no better.
I have a vision that I believe is going to come true. And join my religion here, because I believe you're going to like this. I believe the vision is that Trump is not going to win. Biden's going to win. Trump is going to call for a violent upheaval, and we're going to take this all back. And the same 3 people that showed up in front of the courthouse with one of which burned himself to death. The other 2 are wearing Trump gear head to toe, where he's like replaced Rambo's head with his own. Like, those are the assholes that show up, and there is no violent upheaval. And then Trump is like, oh, fuck. And he's stuck having to actually face up to the court and goes to jail for a very long time. This is my prediction.
There you go.
Hopefully that's true.
I love it.
Because, him and his buddies shouldn't be threatening anybody, especially when it comes to a vote.
No, because he doesn't pay anybody. Yeah. That's the thing. All good mob bosses, at least, would hand you a wad of cash before they told you to go off a guy. This guy's doing it on credit. And then never pays it off and just files bankruptcy and figures, well, I owe this guy for offing a guy, but, I filed bankruptcy, so what can I do?
I mean, remember, too, that, with the Hillary Clinton debates, Trump said he was smart because he didn't pay, his taxes, or he got around taxes.
How about, speaking of that...
Because I'm SMRT, smart.
Speaking of that, Tony, can we pull up the Hillary debate with Bernie in 2016, and it's all about the Hamas Gaza Israel nightmare, and it's amazing. This woman was so right about everything, and clip after clip after clip after clip, she's pounding these things and hitting them with a nail on the head. Most qualified ever to be our president, and I'll fucking die mad. Tony, got it? Go ahead.
Remember, Israel left Gaza. They took out all the Israelis. They turned the keys over to the Palestinian people. And what happened? Hamas took over Gaza. So instead of having a thriving economy with the kind of opportunities that the children of the Palestinians deserve, we have a terrorist haven that is getting more and more rockets shipped in. Remember, Israel...
Just smart.
Why is that jumping like crazy?
Maybe because Ali Osher has it on in the background.
Oh, gotcha. That's what I'm hearing. Okay.
So we're hearing a little kickback there. No, it's okay. But yeah, this is what I mean. She's been right about everything.
Yeah.
And listen to what we're dealing with right now. In fact, I heard that they're now bombing in Rafah in Egypt, and I think they're our allies. So I don't know what the fuck is going to happen. Is NATO going to come, help?
They're going to run out of bombs real quick is what's going to happen.
I have no idea what's going to happen.
They have what's loaded in the gun and nothing else.
Hillary Clinton was on Morning Joe today, and she was saying,
Ellie, are you wearing headphones?
What's that?
Are you wearing headphones?
Yeah, he said AirPods before.
No. I'm on my iPhone.
Yeah, you're coming in and out a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Like I hear 2 words and then you go away, and then I hear 2 words and you go. You know what I mean?
Sounds kind of okay to me.
Well,
try it again.
When I've been on
say
Zoom,
here now, brown cow.
I can hear him fine. That's weird. It's like
I can hear him fine.
But I can hear him.
Yeah.
But then you're coming in slower. Diane's coming in slower, so it's strange. I'm on an iPhone, so I don't know why it's doing that. Because it's T-Mobile.
You guys are crazy.
It's not the best connection. But she was on Morning Joe today, and they finally said, why is everybody acting like the Republicans are normal and the Democrats are evil, especially on social media? And I almost wanted to say to them, I could have told you that a year ago. You guys are a little late to the party.
Oh, yeah.
Way late. And especially on Morning Joe, come on. They gave Trump free airtime during 2016 and, well, not so much in 2020, free airtime during 2016, before the 2016 election. Just every morning he would fucking call in. That's absolute free airtime he did not have to pay for.
Right. Big time. And might I point out that for someone who complains that the judge won't let me campaign, but on the past 2 Wednesdays that he's been able to campaign because it has nothing to do with the court, he hasn't. Just pointing that out.
Yeah.
Well, remember too, I partially think it's because almost everybody still calls him president, so I think that Trump, still believes he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
only his sycophants call him that. I don't know. Everybody's like the former guy. We call him Orange Turd. We call him. We've got Baron von Schitz's pants.
Well, that's interesting because you use Baron von Schitz's pants because he just declared that Baron, along with Eric, Don Jr., and Tiffany, were all going to be representatives of Florida at the Republican National Convention. I have to ask you, caller, how do you feel about Barron, and what would you like to say about Barron? Because now apparently he has entered the fray. He is free will. It's open exchange, free fire. Go, Allie.
Yeah. No, I would say to them, if you can't have the Democratic families run, then you guys aren't allowed to run.
Yeah. Yeah, he's fair game now. Petrozzi said it in the chat.
Yeah.
He's fair game
Of
now.
course.
You're going to put your kid out there.
Yeah.
He's going to get it.
I want to see the birth certificates of every pool attendant that was there in Mar-a-Lago that's over 7 feet tall.
Ouch. Well, the other reality, this actually might be funny. This might actually be funny and truthful in disguise. Maybe they'll let Barron run because Donald and Donnie Jr. can't. You know what I mean?
Because they're convicted. They're going to be convicted by then. Yeah.
Right. No, but Barron has a fresh slate. You know what I mean?
That's interesting.
What?
That's really interesting.
What's that?
Barron has a fresh slate. Barron has the fresh. They could be guiding. Barron could be a complete vapid puppet like, Justin Bieber.
Wow.
And
look at his parents. They're both vapid people.
Or Kid Rock. It's just, somebody is going to guide their career from that point forward. And that's very interesting because they can't do it because of the fraud convictions now.
Yeah. Hold on. Just real quick. Steve said it's a petty reason he'll never debate. The moderators can't call both of them Mr. President.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like, well, and I'll tell you what, I mean, I don't see anybody else calling him Mr. President except for his fans. And his fucking sycophants.
I think Mr. President is certainly true, but I think they could call him President Trump and they could call him President Biden, and they could certainly have a debate. Because, I mean, they did that with debates where a former president was running. This has happened before, so they could actually do that with the verbiage. But so I don't know how much I buy that, but it all comes down to this orange douche nozzle who's going to try to perpetuate his next, prodigy, and the only one he has is just like in Dune 2. He had, Faid is like, Baron at this point. This 7 foot tall fucking kid came out of nowhere. Where in the hell did this kid come from? That is not Trump's kid.
The thing is that the rumor is that there is a 7 foot tall security guard that worked at Tiffany's
on Melania's
on the first floor of Trump Tower in New York. Just saying. So I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just trying to fucking.
I will.
Oh my God.
She fucked that security guard. Had his fucking baby.
By the way,
he's Trump's too busy campaigning. Come on.
Yeah. Well, and guess what?
He can't constantly be working.
We found out the doorman story is not quite true, but it's still a story that was caught and killed in order for him to not look bad, just like these two stories that are true.
How many did they catch and kill that we didn't hear about?
That we don't fucking know
about.
Right,
There's no documentation on. There's no documentation on those other 26 illegitimate kids. Let's keep them out of this.
Son of a.
Yeah.
So that's right. So
happened.
That's the other question, because now Melania definitely knows that Trump cheated. So who's to say that she didn't?
She doesn't care. She got
whatever.
a green card on the fucking deal.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. He cheated on every single one of his wives. Every single one of them.
His
Yes.
publisher buddy's first words on the stand were he was New York's most eligible bachelor
while he was married.
Was married for
my
3 times. He was constantly married. He was never a bachelor.
Yeah. Now here's
living,
another thing.
fuck's sake.
Do you guys remember that old story? I got to find the article. That Trump was in Studio 54 and nobody liked him.
Yes, I
Studio
saw
54 in New York.
There was something about, I think, Carrie Fisher. I think it comes out of one of Carrie Fisher's memoirs.
Really?
She was busy doing cocaine, and it's Carrie Fisher. So at this point, she was wide open about her usage and everything.
Yeah, right.
So she's like, I was at Studio 54 with Jamie Lee Curtis and somebody else, and we were doing all this fucking cocaine on the table, and there was some story about Trump coming over and her I guess she looked up from the pile of cocaine, looked at him, and just started laughing maniacally until he walked away. There was something about that in her memoir.
Yeah.
Star Wars fans, please call in. Let us know.
All right. Well, anyway, guys.
Thanks, Allie, for calling in, honey.
Yeah,
Thanks, Allie.
Yeah, I stream also. And just so that you guys know, the interview with Howard Stern and President Biden is also on YouTube.
Nice.
Okay. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, honey.
Love you, Allie.
All right. So, Celery says, I love calling Eileen Cannon Trump's catch and kill judge. It's great.
Yeah.
You call her the catch and kill judge. How can you bury this is a matter of fucking national security, for fuck's sake.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by national? I think that's a discretion that we have to have taken down. Do you have anything else you'd like to say? Because everything that we would say from our side to Eileen Cannon, she would say, that's interesting. What do you mean by this? And then she would add to her list of legal disputes that need to be resolved before they could actually schedule dates on this again.
Right.
And she got to 8. And luckily, the attorneys on our side were smart enough to go, we have no further questions at this time.
This trial was supposed to start in what? 11 days? The 20th? Wasn't it supposed to start May 20? And then
I thought it was 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks, but it's within a month regardless.
So, Tony, did you post that link that Mark sent about the marches, the June 24th day of action? He sent it to my...
God damn it, Tony.
Mark, did you put it in the chat? Mark, put it in the chat. Okay. I don't know. I've been kind of not paying attention. I'm also expecting a guest over, so I just want to make sure that she's welcome at the door or, close to it, or be like, come on in, close the door behind you. Oh, there you go, Mark. Thank you. That is the link for the women's marches that will be happening around the country. I don't know if it's going to be on the Monday, the 24th, or if it's going to be the previous weekend. I'm not exactly sure. I'm sure there are, you got to get permits to do the stuff, and we don't know. So exactly, I don't know the details, but that's where you find them. So let's see. I've been covering a lot of stuff here. Yeah. I don't know if you want to cue this up, but it's so goddamn disgusting. The New Hampshire Republican State Representative Jess Edwards arguing in favor of child marriage last week and referring to girls as ripe and fertile. Thankfully, the bill passed and child marriage will soon be illegal in New Hampshire. You sick, sadistic fuckos. Why the fuck Go ahead and do it. It's gross. It's really gross. And I think people should see it.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you for taking my question. Do you agree with the point of view that if we continually restrict the freedom of marriage as a legitimate social option, when we do this to people who are of ripe fertile age and may have a pregnancy and a baby involved, are we not in fact making abortion a much more desirable alternative when marriage might be the right solution for some freedom-loving couple?
Marriage is not going to stop an ectopic pregnancy. It's not going to stop a miscarriage. It's not going to stop any of that fucking... Getting married to a 12-year-old is not going to stop any of that fucking harms to women. You sick fuck. Sadistic fucking asshole. Really? It's infuriating to watch these assholes who don't know anything about women's body. They're not doctors. They're not fucking doctors. And this asshole saying ripe and fertile. Listen to the crowd's reaction again. Just the crowd reaction when he says that.
And may of ripe fertile age, and may have a pregnancy and a baby involved.
It's so infuriating. Thank you for all the yes. Look at ripe and fertile children. And the thing is, Jim, is they're not talking about children. They're talking about girls. They're talking about little girls. Because boys aren't fertile. For fuck's sake. It's really fucking disgusting. I'm sick of being treated like chattel. That's why if you do have a march near you, I'm thinking about going to Lansing, because I see on Mark's map that we have a march going on June 24th, the day of action. We've got a march in Lansing, Michigan. Hell, I'll fucking drive out there and I'll wear, I guess we're supposed to wear red, which I wish it was pink again. Everybody's got their pink pussy hats. Why are you changing the color? I don't know. Whatever. And I don't know who said this on Twitter, but you can drive guns across state lines, but not women for an abortion. Make it make sense. Dangerous. You pro-life party fuckos. You sadistic fucks. I want everybody in our chat to start using the word sadistic when you are referring to Republicans. You've got puppy fucking shoot him in the face, killing goats, killing 3 horses.
Thinking it makes them big.
Thinking it makes you look cool. Positive.
Look at me. Look how strong I am. I can look in this cute little thing's face when I kill it.
And pull a fucking trigger.
You disgusting
fuck. Are you
fuck.
kidding me?
That cute little thing deserves to live, and you deserve to die, you rancid fucking
and their
piece of shite.
Their jokes are about death. They're disgusting. They're absolutely disgusting, and I'm getting really I don't. That's the thing where you were talking about is I don't want to become the thing I don't like about that.
You're a goddamn disgrace.
The problem is it's hard not to.
You don't want to drop down to that disgusting level and throw it at them, but you really want to. Yeah,
it's hard not to when they're already taken. I woke up 2 fucking years ago, and I woke up a second-class citizen for no fucking reason, because these assholes that were appointed by an asshole, rapist, piece of shit, who said there should be punishment for the woman. Oh, yeah, there should be. Oh, yeah. Fuck you and your little fucking mushroom fucking penis, you little fucking piece of shit. I'm keeping this shit close now. I'm not even going to reach over. I don't even have to reach over the shelf anymore. I'm just going to keep it right here. Yeah. Here's your little mushroom, you little fucking asshole.
That is a very generous mushroom, actually.
By comparison, my mom made it, and it's made out of ceramics. and my mom made it, and it's just the only mushroom I have in my house that's like that.
That's good. Yeah.
I don't have a red and white one with polka dots.
You don't have one.
Syphilis.
You don't have one that looks like an old drunk's nose.
Well, I love the Jimmy Kimmel video when he brought out. He's like,
he brought out a point to the mushroom you think it was most like.
And it was the littlest, tiniest little button mushroom. And I swear to God, I'll never look at mushrooms the same fucking way again, you guys. Like, I might have to stop eating them altogether for a while.
And here's the crazy thing about all this. I get that we have the legal process. We have this whole lawsuit going forward. We have the decorum. We have what you have to describe in court. We have all of that. But at the same time, you and I think a lot of our listeners know Stormy Daniels has seen a lot of dicks. She has dealt with a lot of dicks. She has been inserted by a lot of dicks.
Oh,
this
Jesus,
is not a
kinda
bad
gross,
thing.
Okay, but
this is just an observation of what she does. But here's what I'm getting to. Here's what I'm getting to. Here's what I'm getting to. When they said that when she came out of the bathroom and she felt cornered, and they're like, well, why would you sleep with him at that point? It's just a job at that point, is what I'm saying. For Stormy Daniels, this was not about, oh my God, I want to ride this guy's cock. This is about, okay, well, I have a skill set, and if I can get him off quickly, I can get out of this situation alive. First of all, and second of all, potentially getting something, in return for it all, which I'm all for.
Yeah.
She knew what she was getting into. She was okay with that.
She said it on
The Apprentice. She
Saturday.
wanted to be on The Apprentice.
It would have helped her career.
This
She was
would have
27
helped.
years old. She was 27 years old when this happened. He was fucking 60.
And I need to say again that she was not in the wrong. She did nothing wrong. She was a professional at what she did. And I'm just saying that she knew enough to where it was just kind of like, this is a transaction. This is like writing a check.
Yeah.
Kind
it's
of
a business transaction.
So I can understand how she got to that point. But what the
We
bummer
didn't even
part
know.
is that we can understand that, but I don't think the jury can get there. And
Well,
that's the bummer part.
Well, hold on.
For
I
me.
have to disagree because you know you've been busy today.
Yeah.
And so you didn't hear that he had been pursuing her and I remember they met at the golf tournament thingy.
After the one
After
time?
they met at the golf tournament thingy.
Yeah.
He pursued her, and finally she was like, "Okay, I'll have dinner with you." She goes
and
to
then
meet him.
The half
She
pajamas,
goes to meet him, and he's fucking half naked. And
Half
she asked him to
pajamas.
she was expecting to go to dinner.
Porky pigged it.
What?
Porky pigged it.
What's that mean?
I think that's a lot more like Donald ducked it. Yeah. You got a Donald Duck it in here, dude? What the hell? That's just wearing a shirt, no pants. But she did say that he had the silk pajamas on, and he came out all seductively, and she was like, "Does Hef know that you stole his pajamas?"
Yeah. That's another fucking burner.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Oh my God. That's another thing. Just don't fuck with her. Have you seen her fucking
so
Twitter
quick.
feed?
She is so quick. That's great. I love it.
I know these guys try to call her a whore and all this fucking bullshit, and it's like, it's awful.
She's a professional at what she does.
Lakira, thanks for
knows
coming,
about
honey.
penises,
Thank you.
And she knows about, sex. And if she could use that tool to get out of that, she would. And she did. Hello, Mark P.
Call from Mark P. To accept, press.
Hello, Mark P.
Hello.
You're on the show.
Hello.
Yeah, I want to jump in on this Stormy conversation again.
Go for
I
it.
think it was Doodle Things show the other night. A woman called in and said at that same golf tournament, there at some point Trump Stormy off on the football player Ben Roethlisberger.
What?
Walked her back to her, her hotel room, and at that point, as he was dropping her off, he tried to aggressively make a move on her.
Who,
and,
Ben?
she was able
Roethlisberger. Yeah.
Well, we call him Worthless Burger
football
in our
player.
house, but that's okay. Anyway.
I don't know who he is.
So that was news to me. I hadn't heard that.
I hadn't heard that either.
Who is Ben Roethlisberger?
But, yeah,
I've heard the name before. But
He's a football
sexually
player. He's a
assaulted.
quarterback
American
for
football.
fucking,
Fuck that
whatchamacallit,
The Steelers.
Well, but
Okay.
he was for the Green Bay Packers and Worthless
So-
Burger. Oh no, the Steelers. Yeah. Steelers.
Yeah, he played with the. So,
He's
yeah,
an American
that
football
was
guy
news.
who puts on a car before he runs into other people wearing a car. And then they constantly stop the clock. That's American football.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he's a jock. Just trying to
The point is I think
mentality.
that
I'll
she
take
was
what I
there.
want. So.
She was there. She was there for the Vivid, the Vivid sponsored a hole there, Vivid Entertainment.
Wait, is it true? Seven Dust is saying he T-boned his motorcycle into a car? Is that why he was injured?
Roethlisberger?
Yeah, he did that.
I don't know.
No way.
He-
I'm getting
he fined-
two guys confused right now.
I don't know American football, so I don't know shit.
I'm getting two guys confused. Who
stepping
am I
away from the
getting him
conversation
confused
for a
with,
bit.
Tony?
I'm just going to drink.
All right, I know we're getting up against it. But I just want to pop in there and just share that because
no.
it was too much to write in the chat.
Thank you.
No,
All
I
right.
appreciate it.
I-
You can
Sure.
call in anytime, and I was just trying to do that. Hello?
Call back anytime
Hello?
even for a couple of seconds.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello? From Stephanie Miller. What's her name? Paula Poundstone.
Poundstone, yeah. Hello.
Wait a minute.
Hello?
All right, talk to you
I
guys
can't
later.
support Paula Poundstone. What are you talking about? Do you support a show that, is she making fun of Paula Poundstone or is she supporting Paula Poundstone?
No, Paula Poundstone is making fun of.
Paula
No, wait, hold on.
Poundstone was.
She's a comedian.
I know who Paula
Yeah,
Poundstone
yeah.
is.
Okay. So.
She's a convicted pedophile.
What? She is not.
Absolutely is.
She
1,000%.
is not.
Paula Poundstone was known as Paula Pound's Kids. She is a convicted pedophile 1,000%.
Mark B, call back in. What the fuck? She is not.
Look it up. Tony, look it up on Wikipedia right now.
On Wikipedia.
Oh, yeah, my sources are wrong.
No, I have no idea. I've never heard this before, not once ever.
I remember there was
She's a guest
I remember the
on-
court case. I remember the trial on
If
Trial
she
TV.
was a pedophile, Stephanie Miller and those people would not be talking to her.
Yeah, Allie just said it's true.
Yeah.
What? It's true?
Yes, it's true. Yeah.
I
Hi. I'm
have
over
no,
here.
I don't
Hi.
know. I
Yeah.
have no idea. I've never heard this before, ever.
Yeah.
Child endangerment, sexual.
I ain't lying.
Charges and legal.
I ain't lying.
Wait, say that again, Tony.
Child endangerment.
Say it in the microphone.
I ain't lying.
Child endangerment, child sexual charges, and legal issues.
Ooh.
I ain't lying.
Yeah, everybody's saying.
But she's not
All right.
convicted.
Yes, she was.
She's convicted?
She was ruled arrested and 6 months of treatment.
6 months of was sentenced to 6 months of treatment, etc. Yeah.
She did not commit any lewd acts or child abuse. She says that.
That's her claim, of course. If you have enough money to pay attorneys, you can get something
Honey,
that says
she's a
you did
female
nothing about that.
comedian. She's not that fucking rich. No, I don't know. I have a hard time believing this right now, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't mean to, I've never heard this before.
Because it happened in October 2001.
Yeah.
It was fucking 9/11.
Pee Wee
so.
Herman. The same year, Pee Wee Herman and Jeffrey Jones, who played the principal in Ferris Bueller, they got caught giving kiddie porn back and forth, 10,000 images back and forth between the two of them. This is years. This is a decade after the whole thing in the theater of jerking off in the theater.
I've never heard this
So
before.
they're big time pedophiles.
Dude,
you didn't hear any of this
I've
shit.
never heard it before.
9/11. It was a month after.
That year.
Quit pounding on the table, bitch.
Sorry. Sorry, princess. That year. It's the only thing I can combat that with. I can only combat with Princess on that. That's all I could do.
Tony, move out of the way so I can see. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. So, these things happen. Yeah. Paula Pound Kids, I'm not a fan of, and I don't support in any way, shape, or form.
Never heard it before.
Really? Yeah.
Never. And I have a hard time
I can't listen to
believing
The Who anymore because of fucking...
can't listen to Michael Jackson anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Makes me want to barf.
That's true. There's a whole bunch of them out there. Oh, there's a whole bunch.
Oh, my God. We were watching a movie. I forget what it was. And the Weinstein Corporation for the movie came up. And I'm like, ugh. Tony and I both at the same time were like, ugh.
Alex Jones Sr.
The fuck?
Right? Doesn't Alex Jones look like he's Weinstein Jr.?
Well, I
think it kind of fits.
I don't know. Not really.
They both look like a piece of pubic hair that's been shaved off and fell into chewed gum.
I'm going to barf.
Yeah, that's what they look like.
No, I'm sorry, you guys. I never heard this before.
I'm so sorry, guys. We're over time a little bit, but I threw this out.
Well, we were kind of waiting for my friend Cinda to show up.
Yeah, okay.
And I have... Well, everybody, if you want to go to hell, you can go to hell, whatever.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Hell. Share with your friends, and sometimes you can learn new things like we learned tonight. So, enjoy. Share,
Shout
subscribe.
Outs to you, family.
Get other people to join. The numbers that we have, that really means more than anything else. Get people to watch us. Get people in here on Thursday nights.
And
please
don't
do
forget,
it.
you guys
We
can
love
call
you for
in.
It. We do.
Shout outs to
you. Can. And now you can call in. So, yeah, isn't that fun?
John from Vegas. Thanks, you guys. Jim the Geek, Petrazi.
Love you all. Thank you so much.
Desert, Uber Xer,
everybody
Barney,
that signed in.
Celery,
everybody that watched
PB,
tonight. Thank you all so much.
I know. Kalahella. I'm just trying to give out some shout-outs. More shout-outs. Petrazi.
Shout-outs to you, family.
Christine, thank you so much. Thank you guys for hanging out. I mean, I don't know if we're going to end the show, but I know a lot of you are going to go over to house, and that's fine.
And I'm
not going to be offended. I have a friend coming over, and I was kind of hoping that she would get on with us. Steve, thank you. Jazz Maniac, thank you, honey. Spykin, love you, babe. Again, I know you guys are going to leave, but I think I don't know. I just texted her. Is she still coming over? I don't know. Maybe we'll end it. Maybe we'll end it. No, she hasn't gotten here yet, so I don't know.
Shout outs to you, family.
Love you all so much.
$7, thank you. Lakira, Big Stuff fan. Miss Anthropic, thank you. Allie, of course, thank you for calling in.
Good night, interwebs. We love you.
Yes, our internet family. Our internet family. All right, you guys, I think we're just going to say peace out. Thank you so much for showing up here at HBL Radio Nation. We will be on, Benny and Loco and I will be on Tuesday,
and
2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So join us then. And don't forget, you can call in to the show now. It's a new feature. So please do so.
Big feature. Feel free to call in. We're fairly gentle.
Next time we're on. I'm Diane Russell.
I'm Brian P. Gallagher.
And that's 5 eggs over there. Thank you so
Shout
much.
out to
5 eggs.
Terry Taylor. Thanks, honey.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, couldn't reach the other way to burn, so yeah. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, have a motor with a dual quad. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing to the top of spot, oh no. Oh no. I don't care where she's always in my head. Don't ask me why. She probably started to cry, oh yeah.
Yes, we do drive Chryslers.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing on the way to Mars. Oh no, 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 no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, they're gonna put me behind the bars. Oh no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, hammer motor with a dual quad. I don't care what she's always in my hair. Don't ask me why. She probably start to cry. No, no.
We are trailing a long-haired Caucasian in a 1970 Dodge Super B. We are in pursuit right now. He's getting away from us.
We lost him.
License plate registered to a William Clark Gaffney. Hey, isn't that guitar guy? One time I heard him play Believer by Ozzy. It was sweet.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing to the top of spots. Oh no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, gonna race you all the way to Mars. Oh no, no. Got everyone to do. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, and motor into a quad. I don't care, cause she's always in my hand. Don't ask me why, she will start to cry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, gonna race you all the way to first, so yeah. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, have a motor with a dual quad. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing to the top of spot. Oh no, oh no. I don't care where she's always in my hair. Don't ask me why. You probably start to cry. Oh yeah.
Shout out to you, family.
Yes, we do drive Chryslers.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing on the way to Mars. Oh no, 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 no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, they're gonna put me behind the bars. Oh no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, hammer motor with a dual quad. I don't care where she's always in my hair. Don't ask me why, she'll probably start to cry. No, no.
We are trailing a long-haired Caucasian in a 1970 Dodge Super B. We are in pursuit right now. He's getting away from us.
Shout out to you.
We lost him. License plate registered to a William Clark Gaffney. Hey, isn't that guitar guy? One time I heard him play Believer by Ozzy. It was sweet.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing to the top of spots. Oh no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, gonna race you all the way to Mars. Oh no, no.
My chesticles alone.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, and motor into a quad. I don't care, cause she's always in my hand. Don't ask me why, she will start to cry. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to you, family. Shout outs to you.